Marta just made 60,000 US dollars within 30 days tutoring online. No platform, no referrals, no burnout. All she did was use a simple strategy, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly what that looked like, so that by the end of the video you can know exactly how this was all done and how you can model it yourself. The two most important things that we implemented for her that actually allowed her to get to 60K a month was one, organic content, which, by the way, if you're not doing content, I really don't understand why. It's completely free. Pick up your phone, talk to the camera, give some value, it's gonna pop off. And second, creative testing. If you're running the same ad for multiple months, sometimes even 6 months or even a year, and your costs keep going up and your lead quality keeps going down, guess what? You need new ads. Now, if you want to skip all the hassle, I want to have the complete system, the ads, the content, scheduling system, CRM backend, and all implemented for you, then schedule a call with my team below and we're going to show you exactly how we do this for your business. You see, growing a tutoring business really isn't about working more hours. It's implementing a proven system that gets you from being stuck at 15K per month to making 58K per month within a couple of months, because you actually started thinking like a business owner. You installed a simple system that refines your offer, systematizes the whole backend, makes sure that you're actually getting the attention in the first place, converts that attention into appointments, and then lastly, converts the appointments into sales. And the reason why most tutors never get to see numbers like I just showed you is because they rely on outdated and inconsistent growth methods, such as relying on platforms like Wyzant or Superprof, relying on referrals, or posting on Facebook. None of these are gonna get you to that 60K a month. You see, referrals, for one, are completely out of your control. You have absolutely zero influence on how many new students come in the next month. So that's completely out of picture, because if you can't control it, it's not really a system. Posting in Facebook groups, although it is kind of in your control, takes way too much time and it's not leverage. You trade 1 hour of your time to then maybe get a student, and the only real way to scale that system is by working a shit ton more hours, which we both know that you don't want to do. And lastly, relying on platforms like Wyzant or Superprof is very similar to referrals actually. You see, you have no control over how many leads come in, you have no control over the quality of leads that come in, and most of the time when I do talk with tutors, they get 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 students per month. That's it. And then sometimes they get 0. So much like referrals, completely out of control. And leads, when they come in, they're great, they're free, but still they do usually take a big cut. So I've heard numbers like up to 40%, 35% sometimes. So here's exactly what we did to get Marta to 58K per month. Now, before she started working with us, like I said, she was stuck at 15K per month. The problem was that her lead costs were astronomically high. Now, why were the lead costs high? Well, she had 0 lead nurturing, 0 social media presence, and a generic offer, meaning nobody knew she existed, and the offer that she was presenting was way too generic for anyone to actually resonate and want to click on it. She was doing pretty much everything herself, which ultimately led her to be overworked and frustrated because her costs were way too high, which led her to have virtually no time for hobbies and ultimately was unsure about her future of her business and her own future as well. So the first thing that we took a look at on step 1 was we made sure that her offer is refined to the T. Now, most of you just offer hours of tutoring. That's never gonna get you above 10K per month because people don't truly care about hours of tutoring. You have to think about, okay, what do they actually want? What is the end result that someone wants when working with the tutor? And the end result is never going to be hours tutoring, and it never was hours of tutoring in the first place. You present hours of tutoring, and I'll tell you a little secret, the only reason people would buy hours of tutoring is in the hopes that eventually they get that grade increase, they go to their dream university, and they get that good career path and that good job. That's what they truly want. So instead of us focusing on selling hours of tutoring, what you want to do is skip all that, go to the end. What do they truly want? Well, they want a good score. Why? Because they want to get a good university. Why? Because they want a good career path. So the only thing you need to do when you're making your offer is present what people actually want. In the case of Marta, get a grade 7 or 9 on GCSE Math, Science, and English, 3 times faster than usual. Extremely simple offer. Once we have the offer, we need to systematize the backend, because we cannot scale if you are still relying on Excel spreadsheets, if you are still relying on sending SMS and email notifications by yourself. You need a complicated scheduling and reminder system like you see here. You need detailed automations for SMS, email, WhatsApp messages. Everything needs to be clearly mapped out. Everything needs to be inside one CRM that keeps everything nice and organized. Again, even if you have everything automated, but it's all scattered all over the place, you've got 20 different Excel sheets, you are never going to be able to scale to 60K a month because it takes you way too much time to fulfill for one customer. And it takes you way too much time to realize like, okay, what's my cost per lead? What's my cost per call? Where's the revenue going? What's actually happening in the business? So the second thing that we did for Marta is we installed backend systems that actually made sure everything was one, visible, because a lot of times when you have a lot of Excel spreadsheets, that stuff is just invisible. You just don't know what's going on, where stuff is. And once we had the systems down, we move on to step 3. Now, this is where it gets exciting because this is where stuff actually starts happening, right? So here we need to get attention. This is lead flow. We need organic content. We need meta ads. Now, why do we need both? Most people don't want to do content, and quite frankly, most people don't even want to do ads. So why do we want to do both? Well, the reason why you are failing with meta ads is twofold. It's not just that the ads are broken. There is an entire client acquisition system that you're missing out on that will extremely boost ads performance. So you could be doing absolutely everything correctly within your actual ads, but the ads might still not perform. Why? That's extremely simple, because when someone sees a image ad or a 20-second video ad and then they click on your page, but you have no social media presence, you have no videos, you've got no credibility. See, like Marta has 180,000 views, 250,000 views. Now, I know views by themselves don't mean much, but when someone sees that your profile is full of views, followers, engagement, people liking, people commenting, it gives you the edge that you need to actually compete in today's marketplace. So if we focus on the meta ads for a second, the first thing we did is we tested a shit ton of creatives. We made sure that the offer is being presented correctly, and we actually made sure that the whole system works in synergy. Again, you need to actually combine content with ads. You can't just run content and run ads. Now, what exactly happened? Well, her cost per lead went from 22 pounds first to just 10 pounds, right? So now why is it 4 pounds here? Well, as you know, when you start doing content, it's not instant, right? You don't see results right away. But we did still manage to get her cost per lead from 22 to 10, meaning we essentially doubled her business just off of that one metric. And we did that just with better ads and a better system. However, after we got it to 10 pounds, we changed absolutely nothing. And yet it still went down to 4 pounds within the next 1 or 2 months. And the only reason for that is organic content. We literally kept the exact same ads, but the content started picking up. We started getting a lot of traction, and then we got a lot of free leads. Like you can see here, multiple leads per day coming in, sending the keyword, showing interest, and opting into the funnel. So if you're still wondering, I run meta ads, they're not profitable, I hired an agency, it's not working. You are not combining content and meta ads in an effective way where they work hand in hand instead of against each other. Now, once we had all this attention and we had all of these leads, what we need to do now is convert them into appointments. So here we do two things. We place a trained appointment setter, which is a person, not just an AI tool, by the way. And we also implement all of these systems that I talked about earlier. We implement this whole complex booking system, which basically makes sure that when somebody shows interest and becomes a lead here, that the system actually reaches out to them, make sure that they're qualified, make sure that they're interested, and automatically books them onto your calendar. This whole system paired with a human AI setter who actually calls these people, texts these people, then leaves you with a calendar that is packed full, like you see right here. So we got all of these appointments, but if we want to make sure that step 5 sales flow actually works, there is something else that we need to do here, and it goes back to step 3. So once you have all these appointments, the ads and the content needs to activate again. You need retargeting ads and you need the content to retarget people as well. You see, when someone books a call, they have essentially shown a lot of interest, but they are not convinced that they want to go with you or that they should even show up to the meeting for that matter. So both the content and the ads need to start retargeting these people, show proof, show testimonials, show how you're different, why someone should even work with you, and why they need to trust you. And only if you have all of this dialed in, then all of these appointments actually show up, and they show up ready to buy because they know who you are and they know that they can trust you. So that the last step sales flow goes as smoothly as possible. Now here we implement a 3-step sales system, and because this is mainly B2C sales, you need to upsell them emotionally. A lot of tutors don't understand this. A lot of tutors think as long as I make it make sense logically, parents will buy. You need to understand you are not talking to a business owner. You are talking to a consumer. Consumers make emotional buying decisions. For that very reason, the first thing that you need to do once you get on a call with them is you need to uncover what the problem actually is, and you need to make them vocalize that they even have a problem to begin with. I know a lot of you probably get on calls with people and they tell you, well, I don't really have a problem. Or you ask them, okay, what is your son struggling with in terms of math? And they're like, well, my son isn't really struggling. I'm sure you can imagine that it would be a lot easier to sell these people if they admitted, well, yes, my son is struggling with algebra, my son is struggling with calculus, whatever it is. We've been trying to fix it for so long. We just can't fix it. We really need a solution. Now, wouldn't that make the sale a lot easier? That's exactly why you need to do discovery properly. You need to ask them how long it's been going on for, what the problem actually is. Now, there's a lot more that actually goes into the whole sales flow. And unfortunately, I'm not going to give you everything here on my free YouTube channel. We do have paid programs for that. What I can tell you though, is that you need to lead with questions. You need 15 to 20 minutes of just questions. Most tutors start off the call, ask 1 or 2 questions, and then they start pitching and then they start saying how good their program is. Nobody cares. What you need to do is you need to make them admit that they have a problem, how much of a problem it actually is, how long it's been going on for. And then the only thing you need to do then is present your program as the logical solution to their problem. That's it. And that is exactly how you collect 10 sales per week, how you make 44,000 pounds in a month, which is roughly 58,000 in US dollars, 23 sales per week, and 14 sales a week. And once all of this was actually implemented, Marta was able to go to 58K per month. She was now a authority figure in the GCSE niche. She was actually a mini celebrity on social media because of all of the views and the attention we got her. She now has lead nurturing systems and proven ad creatives, along with a proven sales flow that actually converts all of this attention into cold hard cash. And most importantly, she has control over her time and finances, and she is confident in her and her business future. Now, if you know anything about the tutoring market, you know that it's growing exponentially. In fact, it's one of the fastest growing markets out there right now. But the market is also maturing, meaning tutors with solid systems are gonna take over because parents are no longer looking for hours of tutoring. Parents want guaranteed results. Parents want reassurance that when they invest their money, it's actually going to work out. And the nurturing ad system has proven itself as the most consistent and stable way to double, triple, or even 10x your tutoring business. So if you want to have everything that I just talked about in this video fully built out for you, click on the link below this video, schedule a call with my team, and we're going to show you exactly how we'll implement this for your business.